Hey guys, it's your favorite girl Bree here. So listen, I'm going to give you guys the low income perpetuating cycle because people don't seem to understand it when I say it. So I built a diagram here, okay? So let me give it to you really fast. This is my grandmother. My grandmother, grew up back in the 60s, had 5 kids, got married, all that, okay? Okay? Let's get into it. It's some trad wife behavior, okay? Trad wife behavior. But I'm not in a bad way, okay? So she did what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to multiply. So this is her in low-income housing, okay? These bubbles signify low-income housing, okay, for the most part. Okay, then she had 6 kids, okay? This is my mom and our main family tree, and these are her other children, all right here, the other 5, okay? Okay, just follow me out so I can explain to you how low-income housing perpetuates itself, because when I say this to you guys, it's like you don't understand it, okay? Now look, my mom had us with my father. And when they had us, my mom's first apartment, and my father, who came in to the picture's first apartment, was a low-income apartment, a voucher-based housing apartment in the same building, low-income building, that my grandmother lived in, okay? So let's get into that, okay? Okay? Now, this is the building. We're going to make this the building right here, okay? We're going to make that the building. That's the building. Okay? My mom and dad got their first apartment in there. They had us in there, right? We lived there. All right, these are me and my siblings. Brienne, whatever. I'm not going to say any names on TikTok because people get whatever, okay? When I had my first child, I moved out into low-income housing, okay? All right. Now, my mom did move out of low-income housing. We bought a house. My mom's husband, we did the big one, okay? So we did get out. But let me explain to you how this cycle works. So I had my first baby, and then I moved into low-income housing because I was like, yeah, that's T. That's T because then I don't have to pay full rent, right? That's what I said. That's T, right? Then my twin sister, she's never lived in low-income housing because she's always been a worker bee and she's still single. And I wasn't either one before I had kids. Okay, all right, cool. Now I have another sister. She lives in income-based, moderate-based housing. Again, this is the perpetuating cycle. Okay, when you come to statistics, okay? All right, cool. All right, then you had my brother. He wasn't low income, but he's not. He pays market now. My other brother pays market. So out of all of my mother's kids, 1, 2, 3 of us lived on low income housing. Do you see how that cycle perpetuates itself? Because our first thought was, if shit hits the fan, we can just go and apply for an apartment here, or we can apply for this. Okay, so boom, now that we got that out of the way, okay. Now, let me go back. Let me run it back for you on how this is a cycle, and statistics say that. This is my grandmother. This is one of her kids, and these guys over here are the rest of her kids, the 5, okay? My Aunt Tracy lives in low-income housing. She's on disability. My other Aunt Dee, she lives in low-income housing. She has a Section 8 voucher, okay? She's on disability. My Uncle Sam, he lives in the same building as my grandmother, the project building as my grandmother. He's on disability, okay? He's on disability, okay? He lives there still. He's lived there for 20 years, okay? Look at this. My Uncle Bruce, he still lives on the government, okay? Because he's either living at a hotel or he's homeless. But this is how this cycle perpetuates its fucking self. Do my Aunt Lori here? She moved down south because she couldn't afford to live in Jersey. She kept getting evicted. And she tries to be more than what she is, so she couldn't say, hey, I can't afford it. So she moved down south. The husband bought a house because my aunt can't even get a house in her name because her credit is so fucked up from fraud and all types of things. So now my aunt is just living on the dole. If something happens to that husband, that house is in the son's name. They cannot go on a deed. Okay, now that you follow. Okay? So this is how that cycle repeats itself. Okay? That's why it's important to stop telling your children, if you live in low-income housing, whether that's NYCHA or project-based housing, that, oh, don't worry about it, you can go get this. Stop telling your children how easy it is to get it. Tell your children to go to college. Tell them they want to buy a house. But it's like you parents don't want the kids to be more than you. Okay? This is how this cycle perpetuates itself. So out of my grandmother's 6 kids, my mother was the only one out of 6 of them, with 5 kids plus a bonus child, that accomplished moving out of low-income housing. The rest of them are all still living there. Okay? All of them. That's how low-income housing cycle perpetuates itself. Thank you so much.